Batten down the hatches and get ready to weather the storm. You're in the eye of the hurricane. Leyden Hurricane Brayden Fasnacht shares a player point of view that you won't find anywhere else.
Welcome back to another episode of In the Eye of the Hurricane. I am Brayden Fasnacht, the quarterback of the Leyden Hurricanes, as well as an intern here at T102 and WPPA, the sister station of T102. To my left is my star senior wide receiver and corner, two-way player, Leyden Hertz. Leyden, welcome to the show.
Thank you. Thanks for having me.
So, talking about last week's game, we go up to Marion, Week 7 matchup. Obviously, a very competitive team in the box. They had some really skilled guys. Just what was the atmosphere like, your perspective of the field for that game? What were you looking for in your eyes during that game?
I thought the atmosphere was just like any other game. Knew we had to work. Obviously, just getting locked in the locker room, come out in the field. Every time I hit the field, you just have that feeling that you get before every football game, and we just knew we had to get our job done.
Yeah, of course. And obviously, we had a little Halloween set. It was really foggy up there in the field a little bit. Felt like we were up in the pines a little bit. But obviously a great matchup. I was super proud of the way our guys came out and played. There's some things that we're always going to critique and, fix up a little bit. But, obviously, stuff like that happens, and, us being 6-1, we're never perfect. We always have to do stuff like that. So, but another thing, too, that goes on with, what goes in your head on both sides of the ball, just talk about almost what you're looking for or your perspective of, both sides of the ball, whether you're on offense, getting a certain play call, calling into the huddle, because one thing that nobody really knows is our wide receivers actually bring in the plays on offense. But then just talk a little bit about what your perspective is when you're splitting out at wide out or when you're at corner.
Yeah, well, for wide out, it's just I just got to make sure I do my job, whether that means running a route, blocking. But yeah, no, just like you said, calling the play in every time. It's a bigger job than you think because you can't mess that up. So just making sure I'm staying focused offense, and then just doing my job, whether that be, like I said, catching the ball or blocking or whatever I have to do. And then for corner, I just look into every game like I need to show that I'm the best. At corner, I'm just making sure that no one beats me and everyone knows that that they're not going to catch the ball on me. So every single time I go into the game, I'm looking at how they run their routes, what is their strengths, what's their weaknesses, and just making sure that I do my job and don't allow them to catch the ball.
Yeah, and one thing too as well, obviously, being a two-way player, you have to understand a lot. Obviously as a quarterback, I have to know, what type of play we're running, who's getting the ball, when we got to snap it. But as well as you have to remember each coverage, what type of play that you have to do to be a part of that play, and get us to score a touchdown. And you've been very successful with that, and it's super awesome watching you from the quarterback position as well. But then what do you feel the need to prepare for a game like that? When we're going on the road, obviously, there's a lot of things that goes into play, a week of practice, we're watching film. Just what really, stands out to you when you have to prepare for games like that?
Well, just like you mentioned, both sides of the ball, it definitely helps me when I actually play pretty much, you would say, the polar opposite positions. Mm-hmm. So I feel like playing corner, it allows me to prepare just week to week on receivers, and then playing receiver allows me to prepare week to week on how a corner would play. I feel like playing those positions helps me with the other position because I know how the mindset of a receiver is. I know how the mindset of a corner is. So that helps me out in my positions, honestly. But just to prepare, I go through, the same week process, just like you said, practicing, but then on my own time, I'm watching film. I'm specifically looking at what routes they like to run in what game situation. I look at, like I said, their receivers' strengths and weaknesses. I look at, see how they run their routes, and like I said, what routes they run, just so I'm prepared. And then from a receiver perspective, I'm looking at, how their defense is playing, what defensive formation they're in, how their corners play, how their safeties play. And I actually, to prepare for the game, I have a pregame routine. The day of, I wake up, I drink a Gatorade, go through the day, I hydrate, and then I buy another Gatorade before the game. And then we get to the game, do the pregame warm-ups, and then I just, lock myself in, make sure that I'm prepared, do what I have to do, and get ready for the game.
Yeah, of course. And then I want to go off script a little bit here because a lot of people don't know. You started this season prior to week 1. You were starting at safety. And, week 1 against Blue Mountain, they put you back to corner. Just talk a little about that change to you, how that really affected or, really helped you in a way.
Yeah, when I was a freshman, I played safety, and there was times, last year, the year before that, where I would hint at that spot a little bit. I just feel like I have a good understanding of how the secondary should be played. So if it comes in that case where I need to play that position, then that's where I play. I just want to do whatever the team has to do to win. So whether that makes me play safety and I'm a better fit to play at safety, or whether I'm a better fit to play at corner, that's just what I'll do to win. It doesn't matter. But no, yeah, it definitely helps me. Just like I said from the receiver perspective, also knowing then how a safety's mind works, just like I said about corners. And then it also helps me to understand my corner position better because I know like what a safety's thinking and how their coverage works. So all that kind of intertwines and helps me understand the whole game better just by playing those multiple positions. But like I said, I mean, safety, corner, it don't matter, whatever I have to do.
And of course, obviously, throughout the game, if everybody's ever seen, a Haven game, you're communicating with the secondary all 48 minutes, making sure they understand what they have to do, as well as knowing your job, and that's a very good, perspective for you to have, and that's very awesome. So, looking ahead, we're going to week 8 now. We're going away to Pine Grove. We haven't played them since we were a freshman. So, just looking ahead at that game, just talk a little about what you're prepared for or what you're excited for most for that game.
I'm just excited to play him again. Like you said, we haven't played him in a while. It's going to be a fun game. I'm just looking ahead to doing my job. I mean, doing well. Hopefully I do great. Hopefully I do my role as a player on the team. And, I think it's going to be an exciting game. I just look at it as another obstacle in our way to get what we want, which is the gold. So, every week I take personal. I make sure that I'm prepared and ready to do my job, and I'm just going to treat it just like any other game. I mean, it don't matter if I'm playing, the worst team in the state or the best team in the state. I'm going to prepare for every game the same.
Yeah, and then obviously, like we said earlier, week 8's already here, which is crazy to think about. Is not only, this game as well, but talking about, we have Nativity the following week at home, senior night, as well as week 10, we go up to Tri-Valley. Just talk about, these next 3 games and how important they are before the playoffs.
Yeah, I mean, like I said, I treat every game the same, and, senior year, you want to make sure that you're playing your best. I mean, like I said, I'm going to play every game my hardest. I hate losing more than I love winning, so I don't want to lose any game. So like this game, the next game, the game after that, I do take it one at a time. I don't like to worry about the games after the one I'm currently in, like that week. I just like to prepare for every game the same and make sure that I take it one step at a time. I feel like if you look too far ahead, you can get caught up in other things and think about too much. I just take it week by week and make sure I, take it one game at a time.
Yeah, absolutely. And, I couldn't agree more with that. Obviously, one game at a time, one day at a time. We talked with Chase Williams last week. He talked a little bit about what our, schedule's like. Obviously we're lifting every day before practice. Every walkthrough that we have on Thursdays, sometimes we'll go out on Mondays. And, it's just very important to take it day by day, week by week. And, obviously the season goes super fast, but I mean, day by day, it's important to, understand what we have to do, both sides of the ball as well as you, playing both sides. But is there anything that you're focusing on most for this game, like most importantly?
I would just say to do my job. I mean, they do throw, so definitely for the cornerback position, I'm just focused on making sure, like I said, everyone sees that I'm the best out there, that they see I do my job well, and that I, take pride in it. I just don't like to, be just running around and look like I'm, doing whatever. I make sure that, I know what I'm doing, and I take it one play at a time. And then for the offensive side, like I said, just doing whatever it takes to help my team win. I'm looking forward to, getting blocks, catching balls, whatever it may be, just to help my team succeed.
Yeah, of course. And, obviously, no matter what, despite, the stats and whatever, us as a team, like, we're here to do our jobs. And, every single play, especially with our offense, and most importantly, we're a run-fitted team. Everybody knows that. But it's most important, what everybody's doing their job, not only just, as a quarterback position, not only as wide receiver, but our offensive linemen too. I mean, they're awesome. I mean, without them, I don't know what we'd be. Just talk a little about what you would have to say for our offensive line a little bit.
Yeah, I mean, I think that every position is so important. I feel like it tends to be all the specialists and the wide receivers, the running backs, the DBs, the linebackers. They're always getting all the glory, but really, it starts at the line of attack. It starts with the O line, the D line, and I just feel like a lot of times, like in the media and stuff, they don't get that. They don't get the media and coverage that they should get and the glory that they should get, because Running backs would be nothing without the line. Linebackers, corners would be nothing without, the D-line pressure. So I just think that linemen definitely should get more glory because, they're putting, their lives on the line every play.
Absolutely. And, that's just exactly how you said, they're without them, I don't know if we would have, the stats that we have and stuff.
Yeah.
We're rushing for 500, 600 yards a game. And without them, making that right blocking assignment or, as well as you, making that certain block out there when we're running out wide. That's super important. But, like you said earlier, obviously you and I are seniors as well as a couple other of us. Have you had any thoughts about knowing that like this is the last time that you'll wear that number 1 jersey for the Schuylkill Haven Hurricanes? Obviously, you're not done playing football. I know that you're looking to go to college and do this and that. But have you ever had any thoughts like in your mind a little bit as the season's going on about like this might be the last time I'll ever wear that jersey?
Yeah, no, for sure. Like even during the summer, like I was thinking that just as a whole of like just being in school, football, basketball, whatever, just thinking about these are my last times to do everything. It's the last homecoming, just last everything. But no, it makes me definitely take every single game. I wouldn't say more serious because I take every game serious, but just really dial in and make sure that I'm ready to do my job because they say like play every game like your last. So I'm definitely taking that into consideration because, it soon is going to be my last, So I just make sure that whatever I'm doing correct. I try to, do what I can, do what is best for the team, impact the team in a positive way as best as I can because like you said, it's going to be my last time putting on the jersey. So, it's bittersweet, like knowing that, your high school career is soon going to be over. Like you said, I plan to play in college, but still, Friday Night Lights, there's nothing like it. So, just looking back 4 years ago, thinking that 4 years ago I was a freshman, it just crazy to me. I thought when I was a freshman, I have all the time in the world. And now I feel the complete opposite.
Yeah.
I feel like, I count every single game down. I'm like, it's week 8, week 9, week 10, and I just know it's getting closer to the end.
Yeah. And just like you said a little bit about, what your plans are after college, just to talk about it a little bit over the camera, do you have any, certain schools that you're looking at to play for or anything like that?
Yeah, there's a few. I don't have anyone in specific right now. I'm just really weighing my options after the season, see what options I have. But no, yeah, there's a couple I'm looking at. Definitely, I definitely want to play in the future. So,
yeah,
sure.
Any certain side that you prefer to play, or?
Honestly, no. Whatever that team sees me as their best fit. I just would be privileged to be part of any organization.
Mm-hmm.
So, wherever they see me in a way to impact their team in a positive way that's what I'll do.
Yeah. Well, Leyden, I want to thank you for coming on to the show.
Thank you.
Appreciate you talking a little bit about with us. Not only Hurricane football, but the Cold Region football itself. It's crunch time now. We're already in week 8, like we were talking about earlier. It's crunch time for district playoffs. We're hoping to get that one spot, get those first 2 home games, and obviously District 11 is now taking 8 teams in the playoffs, so we'll play in a quarterfinal, semifinal, and district final. So it'll be 3 weeks, and games will be Thursday, Friday, and Saturday. I think Sunday as well, if I'm not mistaken. So we're hoping to get up there as well. We're sitting at the 2 seed right now, I'm pretty sure. Hoping to get that rating up as well at these games goes on because they're super important, just like we were talking about. But other than that, I want to thank you for coming on to the show. Appreciate you talking about your perspective, and go Hurricanes.
Thank you. Yep.
This is how we